Welcome to another episode of the Arkansas Football Recruiting Report with Otis Kirk. I'm Will Monclair. Otis, we got a bunch to get into. We got some names. We're going to jump right in with Zion Carney, wide receiver, 2024, four-star out of Missouri
Yeah,
City.
yeah, he
Am I
just
getting that right?
Missouri City, Texas, Hightower High School. You bet. Yeah, he just
That's
narrowed his
confusing.
list from over 30 offers, close to 40 offers, down to 6. Arkansas made the cut, obviously, or we wouldn't be talking about him on here. But no, he was here recently. It was here recently for a visit. He's coming back in June for another visit. Very good prospect. I mean, he caught 39 passes, 765 yards, and 8 touchdowns as a junior. I get these years mixed up. As a junior, he'll be here later this summer for an official visit. That was an unofficial the other day, obviously. Arkansas, Houston, Oklahoma, LSU, Nebraska, Texas A&M are his top 6. He's 6'3", 195, got really good size, got good speed, very good speed. He's a total package. And if Arkansas, if Kenny Guyton can land him, he's the type of kid that can come in. Wherever he goes on that list of 6 schools, he's going to play immediately. I really believe that. I mean, he's big, fast, got good hands, runs good routes. That's a combination that can take you a long way as a wide receiver. So I like him. I think Arkansas's got a legit shot at him. They're going to get one of his 5 official visits. I've already said that, but you're only allowed 5. He's got it down to 6. I don't know who on that list he will eliminate. One thing he could do, this is just me spec. He could take an unofficial to Houston since he's right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's right there, and then use the other further away for his official visits. Kids have done that before, so we'll see. But anyway, Arkansas is getting one unless something changes. Now between now and June, obviously a lot of things could change, but right now Arkansas will get one of his visits, and that's big because this kid, like I said, he had well over 30 offers. And Arkansas made the cut, and he's visited here, and he likes it. Kenny's done a good job recruiting him, and this staff has, and Kenny Guyton, Sam Pittman. We'll see how it leads. If they can get him, though, he's going to be, like I said, wherever he goes, he's going to play immediately. I really believe that. He's going to be an impact player. I don't know, but he will be in the rotation wherever he goes as a true freshman.
That's pretty crazy. Remind me what the 2024 class, wide receiver class, is already looking like at Arkansas. How many? Do we have anyone?
No, right now they've only got one commitment, and that's from an edge rusher, Kavion Henderson out of Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But they've got quite a few offers out there. It'll take off 2024. Well, I tell you, it's a really strong class in the state. You got the kid in Bentonville, and you got the kid in, in Pine Bluff. So, right here in the state that have gotten offers to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good receivers in the state. If you could pull in those 2 kids in Zion, you're going to be sitting really good at receiver right there. And probably somewhere along the way, they'll add a transfer, eventually, they usually do. They had a couple last year and 3 in 1 year before, and Warren Thompson, 2 last year and 3 in this class. Well, 4 counting Marlon Crockett, who's a preferred walk-on, but basically almost the equivalent of a scholarship kid, very good football player. So, yeah, Arkansas likes to, get the older receivers out there, but they're really good shape, I think, at wide receiver in 2024. Although they don't have any commitments, I think they're sitting pretty good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Let's stick with the class of 2024. Brian Huff, linebacker, 4-star, Valley View. Where's that at?
It's by Jonesboro. And I'm going to
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's by Jonesboro. And the only reason I know that, well, I've been there, but when I was a sports editor at the Mina Star, I actually covered a state volleyball tournament in Valley View one time. So I've actually been to their gym. The reason I'm bringing him up, Arkansas, he's got 9 or 10 offers. But here's the thing about Brian. He's over there in Valley View. He's not in Little Rock. He's not Northwest Arkansas. He's not getting the publicity he deserves, getting attention from the recruiters. He's 6'4", 225 linebacker, really good football player. In Arkansas, Arkansas, Houston, UNLV, Notre Dame, LSU, Oklahoma State, Missouri, Memphis, and Arkansas State have offered. So I guess that's 9. I knew it was 9 or 10. He had close to 100 tackles, probably had 100 tackles. I've got him 92. my stats are probably off some. I got them off the site, but 7 tackles for losses. And this kid's a player. And the reason I like to bring him up, nothing new is really happening with him. Well, Notre Dame offered reason, but I like to bring him up because he's stuck up there and he doesn't get the publicity that a Braylon Russell, Walker White, TJ Lindsey and those kids get because he's up there. But he's a very good football player, and Arkansas's offered him, and I just wanted to make sure, he's been here and he'll be back. He takes visits here. He's been to games. He was at a junior day last year. He's been to games here. And but he's a really good football player. And I think Arkansas is in really good shape with him too, Will. They were in great shape until Michael Schur left. Then when Mike left, he took a step back. But I mean, I'm not saying he quit lacking, but I'm just saying I think he would have been committed had they not had the change on defense. But with Travis Williams here and recruiting him, I think it's going to be even stronger once he gets the same relationship with him they have with Mike. I mean, it takes time to build a relationship, and the coaches haven't been able to go out and talk to these kids. They'll get him on campus. Coach Williams will talk to him, and they'll get a relationship. And I feel really good about Arkansas getting him. And this kid is a stud. He's a 4-star linebacker and kind of stuck up, not that Jonesboro is away from place, but it just doesn't get the attention that Northwest Arkansas, or not in this part of the state, that Northwest Arkansas or the Pulaski County area gets, or Saline County. So, but he's a good player, and I just like to bring him up because he did get an offer to Notre Dame recently. Hogs are all over him, and so it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. But he had a very good junior year. Took his team to the state playoffs, advanced a round or two, and so we'll see where he ends up. But this is one I feel really good about with Arkansas, and he could get that linebacker class to rolling for the 2024 class, and I think he will.
Yeah, it's definitely not an advantage growing up in one of those small towns as an athlete. So it's nice that he's making some waves out there. Yeah, Bear I had this before the show, I promise.
Bear
McWhorter.
Yeah, he's a freshman, 6'4", 295 pounds, and I'm glad I don't have to feed that kid. He is big.
Wait, how large?
295, 6'4", wow. 295 in the ninth grade.
And how old is he right now?
I don't know. He's in the ninth grade. I don't remember.
Wow.
He's probably, 14?
Yeah.
14, 15, 13,
wow.
14, 15.
Big kid. That's a big athlete.
Yeah, I'm proud I don't have to feed Bear. He's a good kid, though. Great kid. Actually, I talked to him a little bit.
Middle schoolers.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit this morning, and he actually wanted to put up a billboard that he wanted to be a Razorback. He wanted to send Pittman to offer him. He's been to camp.
He got himself a billboard?
Yeah, he put a billboard up somewhere that he wanted to be a Razorback. He is. He is. He's got the offer now.
Man, it works.
He's going to be here on March the 10th for a junior day. Offensive lineman, by the way. Cartersville Cass High School in Georgia. Wow. Central Florida, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Penn State, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Charlotte, Florida State, NC State, and the Hogs have all offered it, this ninth grade player. And he comes to camp here every year, Will.
That's so
every
cool.
year. And he's just a big old kid. I've got a picture of him that ran one day this week. It's on Pig Trail Nation Hogville. You can see the story. It's got a picture of him that I took at the camp last summer. So, people want to see him, but he's just a big kid. Very, very nice kid. I love him and Cody Taylor, Greenwood. They were here last year, and, one's a guard, one's a tackle, and you put those kids side by side, and we'll see. I think Cody eventually get an offer here, but these are kids that Cody Kennedy doesn't offer young offensive linemen very often. That tells you how good Bear is.
Yeah.
Just the fact that Cody offered him, because he's not really – Cody Kennedy is not really big on offering that kids that young on the offensive line. I know coaches do, but that shows you how good Bear is. And so there again, I think Arkansas is in good shape. We'll see. I mean, one time he wanted to be a Hog. I don't think anything's changed his mind. And he'll be here March the 10th. It'll be interesting to see what happens on that prospect day when he's here. That's a day, too, that spring football will have started by then. I'm trying to think. I know it starts March the 9th. So our football will start. And he'll probably get to see a practice or something. And but it'll be interesting to talk to Bear after he visits. I mean, I will probably talk to him again before he does, but I would definitely talk to him after his visit just to see how it went and stuff. But one to keep one down the road, 2026, but that's one to keep in mind for Arkansas fans. There's a name to remember because it's not hard to remember when your first name is Bear. So, you know,
Yeah, 2026
anyway.
feels like forever
Yeah,
away, but it's really only 3 years, which is
it's a
crazy.
long time, but in the recruiting now,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
feels
they're
like
off.
2020 was yesterday. I had that moment
Yeah.
of like, oh my God, wait
Oh
a minute.
yeah, I
Oh my
mean,
God. Oh my God, it's
Kane Archer
2023.
got offered in the ninth grade here. You know, from Greenwood, the quarterback. So they're offering kids. Now you have to if
You have to.
not in Arkansas wasn't even the first to offer Kane. He had offers to Michigan and Missouri before
Wow.
Arkansas even offered. So, and I'm not trying to change the subject,
Yeah,
on a different prospect, but I'm just saying ninth grade kids are getting offers now, and I know coaches would
That's
rather
insane.
wait. Yeah, they would rather. One thing that helped Bear, I think, though, one thing that did help him, and I do believe it, he comes to camp here every year. So Cody Kennedy knows where he's at right now in the progress more than just watching film on him. Since he's been to camp, worked out personally for Cody. Well, not personally, but I mean in the group setting, he's worked personally, with him and knows. So he's seen his footwork, he's seen his work habits and stuff, and so he's got to know the kid, develop a relationship. We were talking about that on Brian Huff. Cody's got to develop a relationship with him because the kid's been at camp every year. So I think that made it easier for Cody Kennedy to offer him. And the kid's got talent. I mean, he's got Penn State, like what I say, 9 or 10 offers for a ninth grader. That's pretty good,
Yeah.
Like I said, it's real good. And we're talking about Penn State, Tennessee, Ole Miss. We're talking Florida State, NC State. We're talking big time schools have offered this kid. So it's not just small schools. These are all legit. Virginia Tech, Louisville, Central Florida. I mean, Charlotte is probably the smallest one, but they're a good school, but they've all offered, and we'll see where he goes. He's gonna get more offers. I mean, he'll probably be one of those kids like Zion, crowds 30 offers if he doesn't commit before that happens. Because I mean, we're talking about a kid in the ninth grade with 9, 10 offers already, and so they're gonna come his way.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big boy when he gets here. Bear. The last thing I'm gonna say about that's an old lineman name. We're gonna jump into my favorite name of the day because it's the easiest. Luke Johnson, tight end, 2023, Anderson Trinity Christian Academy in Texas. What are you hearing on that?
Yeah, well, he's got a sister that goes to school here at Arkansas, and he visited back at the end of January before the dead period he had here in February, and he committed to Arkansas. He's going to be a tight end. He's preferred walk on. He's 6'5", 235 pounds. He had 11. I'm sorry, not 11. He had 15 catches for 140 yards and a touchdown as a senior. And so, but it's confusing, man, to do this job and we're talking about freshmen, talking about juniors, talking about seniors. I mean, we need a sophomore
2023, we're going everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't envy your job, Otis.
Yeah, it gets confused. Well, I mean, you got to be on top of it. You get a phone call in the middle of a story, and you put the wrong date in there, and people blast you.
Do you watch It's Always Sunny at all? Do you know the meme of Charlie Kelly on the wall with the cigarette and the lines? Yeah, that's what I picture your bedroom of, just like.
Yeah, it's just those just. But anyway, this kid is 2023, so he is a senior. Will be at Arkansas in the summer as a preferred walk-on. And they didn't get Jaden Ham. They had 3 commitments. They may get a tight end out of the portal here in this April period.
Yeah.
But they could use another body in that room. So I think Luke, he'll go with Luke and Shamar, who signed and come in and play that position. They've got a tight end out of Warren coming last for kids. So, I mean, they're getting some numbers there, just need bodies there. And there's been some tight ends that walked on here that have had some success. I mean, you don't have to look any further than Nathan Bax for that. The kid who came back as a super senior. And he came here as a walk-on, earned a scholarship. And so, and now Nathan Bax has a chance to start this fall. So, I mean, but Luke was a good pickup. I mean, he hadn't offered New Mexico, by the way, Will. I don't think I said that. He hadn't offered a scholarship offered to New Mexico. He had preferred walk-ons to other SEC schools. other SEC schools and other schools,
Mhm.
but he had a football scholarship, regular scholarship to New Mexico, and he turned that down to come to Arkansas. So you're getting the a pretty good player, and you're getting him for free. So it's going to be he's a kid
That's
that
pretty cool.
yeah, keep an eye on it because walk-ons have made an impact for Arkansas. I mean, we all talk about Brandon Burlsworth and Grant Morgan, and those were great players. But not everybody turns out to be a Burlsworth or a Grant Morgan. But
Yeah.
there's been a lot of walk-ons that have made contributions here and done well. We talked about Nathan Bags, and I mean, there's been 50 of them I could name, I mean, that have come here and done well. And I think this kid Luke has a chance to be among that group. I just think he does. I mean, we'll see how it works out if he stays healthy and stuff. He's got the size at 6'5", 230, 235, He's got good size, Yeah, he's not coming in as a project for his size. I mean, that's really good size.
Yeah.
And he has
When a kid walks in the room and he's 6'5".
Yeah. And you get a kid like that free of charge. I mean, you're doing okay.
Yeah,
and
you gotta love it
got
when
a
a kid
strong
bets on himself like that.
Yeah, you got a strong walk-on program here at Arkansas. Sam does. He's built it. That's kind of been one of the things that all of them have had. Danny Ford, Houston Nutt, Bobby Petrino, Brett Bielema, Chad Morris, and everybody. They've had some good. Sam, of course. They've had some good walk-on programs. I think
When's
at Arkansas
walk-on tryouts? I feel like that's coming up.
Yeah, that's more of a tryout deal, I think, for kids on campus. I don't know how those ever.
No, I know.
How many of those ever materialize into really making a team? I think it's just a deal where you've got kids on your campus. You never know when there may be somebody walking the hall they can play. I think what you're doing, you're covering your rear there. I mean, you're just
in case you miss
chance
something.
to get kids in here.
Yeah.
If you got one out of that, and they may not get any, but if you got one out of that, hey, there could be a kid. I mean, we all know how great Scottie Pippen was, but he went to college at UCA. He was a short kid, and he turned into six, big kid, grew in the NBA, Chicago Bulls. So, I mean, you never know what's walking the halls. If you get them out there and let them try out, especially, maybe there might be a punter, there might be a kicker, there might be somebody that can help you. Yeah, I know they've got Cam Little and you got guys to play, but I'm just saying, it's worth an effort to look at them. And as I said, if you got one out of that eventually, if you have your own special teams and nothing else, but if you could get one that was a key player on special teams, it'd be worth the whole thing, man. So I mean, I think it's just double, crossing your T's, dotting your I's. It's one of those type deals, Will. That's what I think it is, and I think at Arkansas, as I said earlier, all the coaches have had pretty strong walk-on programs, all of them, every single one of them. Since I moved up here, Danny was the coach then in '97. Not me. I covered Arkansas football with Lou and Kenny and now before I ever moved up here. But I'm just saying, since I moved up here in 1997, Danny and all these guys have had good walk-on programs. So Houston and all of them. So, and I think that's a thing that's kind of, when you look at Arkansas, it's a rural state, and there's kids, man, not everybody. Brian Huff got scholarship offers, but there's kids like that. I mean, look at Grant Morgan down at Greenwood. I mean, this is a kid that had offers, but he didn't have the offer he wanted. He bet on himself and then doubled down and came to Arkansas, made All-America. Burlsworth Award winner. I mean, like I said, not every walk-on story is going to turn out like that, but boy, occasionally they do. But there's been a lot of good ones here at Arkansas, and some of them have gone on and played in the NFL. George Wilson was a walk-on receiver, came down from Kentucky, went to the NFL as a DB. I mean, it's just happened through the years, and I've seen this, and it's interesting to me to watch these kids attend Arkansas. They want it because you got to be hungry. I mean, you got to be hungry to really want it, and walk on, especially because nearly every one of these better players that I've talked about through the years that walked on have had scholarship offers, just like Luke, I said, to New Mexico. So they've turned down sure money to come to Arkansas and kind of bet on themselves. And so one thing I think you look at too, and I've had a million kids, I've had a bunch of kids, not a million, but I've had a bunch of kids tell me, I always wondered if I could play at Arkansas, if I didn't go there, Aaron Smith at Conway had like 17 offers. Will offensive tackle. He
Mhm.
came to he committed to Arkansas to walk on. He just said, I wanted to know, could I play there? And if I hadn't, I don't know. I would have always wondered what would I have done had I gone to Arkansas? He's
Mhm.
only 265, so he wasn't as big as he's 6'5", he's only 265. But he's the type of kid they can put the weight on, get him in the weight room, and eventually, and he's got everything. He's got pretty much the package to play. The talent and stuff, the footwork, the agility, and athletic ability that you look for in a player. He just didn't have the size to get the offer to Arkansas right now. But if he's got the height, and if you can put the weight on him, which there's no reason they can't, then
Mhm.
you're going to get a player there that could help you for 2 or 3 years here at Arkansas, and then he will know what happened when he went to Arkansas.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be exciting to see all the way that all of this transpires. Otis, that's all the time we got. Don't forget to check back in for another episode of the Arkansas Football Recruiting Report. I'm going to get it next week. I swear I'm going to get it next week. Thank you, Otis. I appreciate your
Thanks,
time.
man.
It's
See you
always nice
later,
hanging
guys.
out with you, man.
You bet.